This is gonna be short because I actually got a little meeting, and I also gonna be doing some interviews, like bringing some people, some guests on the platform. I hear what you all. I'll say this to start off with. Number one, I hear what you all are saying as far as me over talking people to come on. Understand, I do that shit on other people's platforms, so that's just how the fuck I am. It is something I will work on and I will improve, not because y'all are saying something about it, because obviously, in order to run a good show, you got to let people talk. So I completely understand that. That is fine. I get that. I hear that, but I'm gonna do that shit in my own time. Also, I've been saying this, but like I said before, I can't like bring certain people onto the channel or bring the channel has to be positioned as far as being able to intake a lot more subscribers. So shout out to the people that are finding me despite me misspelling my titles. I misspell my titles on purpose. There's a reason I do that because that allows me to be freer about how I speak without worrying about my channel getting fucked with. Anybody that's in the manosphere in particular, you all know the channels better, bigger than mine have been constantly flagged and messed with. Mine is really for the most part not experienced that. And a big part of that is because of the tactics that I do when it comes to that. So there's a method to the madness. There's always a method to the madness. So yeah, just understand that. But let's jump right into the video because I don't want to make this too long. I'll answer some of y'all's questions. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna start being a little bit more efficient about that. I'll acknowledge all of y'all, but that's really what extends the time of these videos. Really is me answering all y'all's questions, and I really need to get better about that Telegram group and stuff. So that's not an issue. So you see the title of the video. The title of the video is "How Can You Support Kevin Samuels?" So what does the 1K means? I just want to let y'all know this is just a funny thing to see. So Derek Jackson's at 722K subs. Kevin is at 721. He is now within 1,000. He'll probably catch him by the end of the day and probably pass him by tomorrow morning. So that's really great. Now, I know people will be like, oh, you did grind Kevin Samuels. That's substantial. Understand something. I've known Kevin since as far as his channel. I've been on platforms with the dude, like as far as the earlier stuff. Sometimes, well, yeah, even on Bernard shit. And I've known since he had 58,000 subscribers. So I supported the sales message that he had back then. So I get people trying to play the Johnny Come Lately shit. But as far as my shit, that's not the case. I don't owe y'all no explanation, but just so y'all know. Also, I've done, respectfully, you don't really see me put a lot of Kevin Samuels titles, clout chase off Kevin Samuels like some Kevin Samuels even haters do, which that's what the algorithm is for, keeping people's message. Now, so that's what I mean about the 1K. So that's a really cool thing. I'm actually doing some shit. That's why you see me moving around. So that's really cool. So what do I mean as far as how can you support? Obviously, the obvious things is sharing a video, but that's not what I'm talking about because he don't need no help with that. What I'm talking about is a couple of things that I've observed looking at Twitter. I haven't really looked at TikTok when it comes to Kevin. I'm actually going to check that out probably today. Obviously, Clubhouse, you got a whole bunch of old hag and dudes. But looking around social media and stuff like that, Facebook, all that, groups, whatever, this is what I've observed. That most people, there's actually legitimate things you can unpack about some of the things that Kevin said. Sure, these people ain't smart enough to do it. So a couple of things. Number one, because I've gone to some of the Kevin Samuels hashtags, and the reason why I go there is because that's a way of kind of looking at some of the people that I can create agreement with as a potential to bring them onto my channel. But arguing with people about Kevin is stupid. It really is. Number one, you're arguing beliefs. They don't care about facts. You're arguing beliefs and emotion. You can't argue beliefs and emotion. You just can't. And so doing it is a waste of time. It's a waste of your time, and all they're going to do is say you're a stan and bullshit like that. The best thing you can do, depending on what your objective is, if you're trying to build social media, is to build agreement with people. Even if people disagree, when I say agreement, and find the people you do that agrees with what you're saying, even the people that, let's say they have legitimate concerns, and address those concerns, because I've done that, um, to acknowledge some of their not concerns about Kevin, but certain things, and create a good dialogue. And that's if you're trying to build something. But that's not even what I want to talk about right now. But that's the first part. The second part is one thing that, and this is one thing I shared a video that Anton did, a dude by the name of Anton that does that Lapeef show. And he was talking about his videos about protect Kevin at all costs. I've seen just a portion of it, but the portion of it I saw was Anton talking about how Kevin's a big proponent of doing the work. I'm not saying I don't know what you all are doing or not doing. So understand, I'm not making assumptions, but I'm just saying if everybody can always go harder than what they're already going, let's stop at, and that includes me. That includes me. That includes me as far as how I administer my channel. That includes, or at least the way I do it more like a vlog. That includes me about how I choose to put the content up. Like as O'Shea would say, do the business. I do it the very struggle way, the very weaving sandals way. I make fun of it, but the reality is that's the truth. And sometimes that's what people want to do. But obviously, if you want to provide a certain thing, people could step it up. So that's something I'm going to do that's different. And shout out to Erica. I just had a conversation with Erica, a little while, not today, but a few days ago. And that was a very enlightening conversation. That's all I'll say. Very inspiring conversation. And one of the things she was talking about, which is a lot of stuff that she's doing to basically accelerate the stuff that she's already doing. So I hate to use the term level up, but we call it self-improvement, all of that. And obviously you got people that like to use self-improvement. Remember what I've always said. You should self-improve. And this is one of the reasons why I jump a lot on what Kevin says too, is because Kevin is not, you never hear Kevin talk about self-improve because of women. You should self-improve for yourself. You should, the mentality that you put into because if you're self-improving for a validation of a female, then all it takes is for a female to not validate you. All it takes is for a female to not validate you in order for all the work that you put in, quote unquote, self-improving to mean jack shit. All it takes is one chick that you like, one chick that, oh, well, I'm a big kid now. And they say, no, you're still dusty and lame, for that to just completely deflate you. I've seen that more than a few times. Because dudes assume that just because you self-improve, they have this like image in their head about who's going to fuck with you or who's not going to fuck with you. They have this image as far as how things are going to go. And they put too much of their self-esteem in the hands of other people. They really do. And you have a lot of people that like to quote-unquote self-improve in order to quote-unquote want to flex on people. And that's why the video, the mediocre tutorial reviews did on Kevin kind of chronicling some of Kevin's history was very important, because a lot of that was pre even him coming into the manosphere. And then you look at all the stuff that was done in the manosphere, which you see reflected in like where he is now. And those people, so you got a majority, I mean, come on. Like he was at 120 when that first Average at Best video came out. So you're literally 7 times the people that don't know who the fuck he is. So their perspective is he came out of nowhere, which we know that's not true. And because Kevin's a proponent of doing the work, I'm talking about the men. Fuck the women for a second. The best way to support Kevin is really by doing the work, whatever work that needs to be. I have work that needs to be done. Others. Now, is he the first person to ever say do the work? No. But the best thing is, what a lot of people want to act like they don't understand is they focus on him. They say, why? Because I told you about that last night. I said the new argument is you're dick riding Kevin. Nobody's dick riding Kevin. They're dick riding the message. It's not even about jumping on women. They're dick riding the truth. They're dick riding the facts. That's what they're promoting. And you people like to act like that the shit that Kevin's able to get broken through. And look, people want to play the game about Tommy and all of that. Look, that shit is irrelevant. That shit is completely irrelevant. Like, oh, well, Tommy did it first. Like, that shit don't mean shit. Because at the end of the day, Obama wasn't see, you would never hear you Negroes say, remember when Al Sharpton ran for president? Remember when Jesse Jackson ran for president? You didn't hear nobody say that when Obama was running. And I understand how people feel about Obama, but my point is, it's who gets further. And I'm not saying certain people shouldn't be acknowledged, but people get hung up on dumb shit. The reality is, like, you had Elise Neal, and then you had Melissa Ford actually comment on Kevin Samuels' rating suite. They actually commented on that on Twitter, and I know it was them because it was their blue check marks. Like somebody, shout out to Jesse for giving me that Telegram picture. I'll probably share it. And so the message is getting out there. The truth is getting out there, and you have to be a proper representative of the truth in your own way. Don't work. Because here's the thing, and Kevin has said this. Kevin doesn't need people supporting his arguments. Kevin doesn't need people supporting his message. Kevin doesn't need people out here defending him, making videos defending him or breaking down the shit he said. He said this before a couple of times, like he got it. If anything, I'm not trying to speak for somebody, but based on what I've heard him say, if he wants anybody to do shit, he wants you to put in the work, get your money up, get your weight up, stop loud using a white man as an excuse. Obviously, I've emailed enough of y'all in my channel. I know y'all, a lot of y'all are doing really good shit. But my point is, if anything, what you all need to do is, and this is another thing that kind of inspired me to make this video. When you look at this red pill shit, take the red pill out of it. The manosphere and red pill should not necessarily be synonymous. We are for black men living their best life. Black men, like I said, getting the best out of life. And black men doing what they need to do to get to that point. And the best thing you can do is be a representative of that message. I have always been against evangelization. I just don't like it. I'm like, everybody fucking knows who Jesus is. So why the fuck do I need to tell other motherfuckers what the whole world should already know? But what I do believe is I believe in being a representative for the message you want to represent. I believe in you being your own sponsor of the message and the ideals that you try to represent or the values you try to represent. So if you're a Christian, you should now, number one, be in alignment with the doctrine, but you should also be somebody that inspires other people to want to be better, their best selves, even if it's not necessarily being a Christian. Myron Golden is a perfect example of this. Perfect example of this. And there's others too. Kobe was a perfect example of that. And so and I'm not saying you all are not doing anything, but what I'm saying is this is why I promote traveling a lot, because you should want to put people in positions where they can be inspired to do better, to be better. We shouldn't be hearing Negroes talking about their products or their environment. This is why I like to promote people like Love Dorsey, Runway Billionaire. Because Runway Billionaire, Love Dorsey, Marshawn Lynch, because these people show having cornrows, having tattoos, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're just a certain low-life person. And I show you the values in different people so you understand the values are universal. It's crazy. I'm supposed to be the square nigga, but I bring street niggas on. Niggas, I'm from the Chi, I'm from Memphis, I'm from this, to listen to Love Dorsey, and they can't even hear what the message is because they can't get past the cigarellos. They can't get past the fact she has no fucks to give about how she looks on that front. They can't get past the voice. They can't get past the tattoo. Yeah, these are motherfuckers that want to talk about how niggas are lame and they can't handle hood chicks and all of that, yet they get visibly turned off. And I'm not even flinching. That's crazy to me. And that's how you know a lot of motherfuckers be capping out here. I need a bitch that's feminine. Nigga, you're a black man. You don't know what a feminine black woman looks like because you haven't seen it like that. Y'all act like that's the standard. Niggas are dealing with big bitches. And see, these will be the same. And here's the funny part. Some of these niggas will be the same niggas that will be around a big ogre looking bitch and then act like that's a fucking come up. Notice how the things that count, like being in shape, having to weight down, stuff like that, that didn't matter. All that mattered was those other bullshit ass cues. But my point is that a lot of dudes, like when I hear dudes say like, "Oh, we need to share. Why aren't you? I need to share this with my girl. Why the fuck are you?" Kevin's a good intro into this shit to share. If you want now, you all want to share something to your girl, share the shit Kevin say, because Kevin is gonna give the brutally honest truth. Kevin's obviously been validated by other females. So it's better to share. Obviously he's a tall dude. You can't throw the he's short, he's lame, he's not there. You can't throw that bullshit at him because he's been social media validated. So it's gonna be a lot easier sharing him than necessarily exposing other people to the manosphere. Um, Share him first, then if you want to do that. But I would say share him and don't even share the manosphere, because a lot of these chicks can't really handle what we gotta say, because we're not gonna hold back like Kevin, because we don't really have a lot to lose like a platform. But what you all should be doing is you all should be exposing a lot of red pill ideology or manosphere ideology to other black men, letting them know there is a place for them. Will they agree with everything? No, but there is a place for them. That's what you all should be doing. You all, a lot of you all are out here trying to share your girl, share this shit with your girl, which I don't understand why, because it ain't really for women. Kevin's shit is kind of for women, but our shit ain't really for women. But y'all share it. And then y'all get mad when they get mad. And y'all get mad at us when they get mad at you, so it becomes the manosphere's fucking toxic. No, nigga, we told you all what the fuck it was. You all wanted to do it anyway, and now that you fucked up your relationship, now you all want to make the manosphere like, enemy of the state. Saying, well, the problem is you niggas. No, the problem is you motherfuckers don't know how to listen. You should be sharing this shit with other men. Because the real issue is we got too many men that validate the bullshit the women do, which makes the bullshit believe it's okay. Remember what I said. You can't deal with white supremacy until you deal with black people. Well, you can't deal with the issues with black people until you deal with black men. And when I say black men, I'm not talking about the shit that we've been told, like niggas need to just be superheroes, all of them need to be high value men. No. The biggest thing that black men need to stop doing, and this is something that any black man can do, this is a choice, is to stop validating black women disrespecting you. And when I say stop validating it, stop even looking for their time. You shouldn't, if any black woman disrespects you, you shouldn't even talk to her unless it's absolutely necessary. And it's not even about you being mad. It's not even the hope that she changes. You should live that in your life to protect your peace. Another thing, I said it yesterday. If a black woman calls the cops on you once, that's over. It's over. It's over. The relationship is dead. And I would even extend that to family members too. I would extend that to family members. If a woman calls the cops on you, that's game over. She's dead to you. But a lot of you dudes believe, oh, well, she was mad and I'ma put up with it, or I'ma fuck her. So like you all put up with that shit. This is the same thing when I say, oh, when you deal with a crazy chick, you know what the fuck you're doing. You know what you're doing. It's on you. Let's see what everybody else is gonna tell you is you need to do more for that woman. You need to keep on doing more and more and more and more and more and more and more. While she gets more and more narcissistic, she respects the shit you do less and less and less and less and less. And then niggas been saying the same shit. Black men have been saying the same shit for like decades now. Well, black men just need to get their shit together. And look at what black men are doing. I forget who it was. It was one woman. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Avery Woodley or who it was. But they said something very no, it was Courtney on the Lapeef show. She said it used to be, it was more black men in prison than in college. Now it's flipped. But we still act like black men are in the same spot. But the women haven't changed. And everything is being promoted like women are able to be in the workplace and all of that. That's bullshit. Because the reality is women are in debt like a motherfucker. All of that is gaslighting because it's designed to keep women in states. See, what people don't understand is the reason why you are where you are, if I had to make it very simple, is because everybody wants to sell you something. And because women are more in the workplace, everybody wants to keep a woman in a state in which they buy shit. That's the goal. The goal is never to tell them anything that puts them out of a mode that wouldn't have them buy consumer products and services. This is why these women don't are in debt. This is why these women are pushed to go to college so they can get it easier, get a job, so they can get employed, so those resources can be used not to build a family, but to basically buy bullshit. This is why these women always talk about trips, their best life, all this hyper consumeristic shit, and none of that shit has to do with building out anything. This is why the kids can't read. This is the point of you listening to me, mediocre, Steph, it's cold, solo, anybody, if to not intake some of the key things we say. And this is where this becomes my fault. I have to take personal responsibility because, this is where uploads become valuable because I can condense this shit into like one video where the lesson can kind of stick. Not like I'm trying to teach you, but the point can kind of stick. Where I do a lot of these long videos where I'm kind of getting the thoughts out, and that's not the easiest thing to listen to. It takes a lot of time. It's not something y'all can kind of run through, kind of absorb, and that's what I need to do better at. Another thing I need to do better at being more disciplined in how I say shit, so it makes it easier for you all to share the videos. Because a lot of black people like to make excuses for having an emotional. It's like when you buy something you make an emotional buy, because most people buy things on emotion and then they use logic to justify it. A lot of people black people and people in general form opinions on emotion and they use logic to justify it. This is why people have faulty logic. And women are more emotional than men, so they're easier to buy to and sell things to. So going back to the main point of this video is if you support Kevin's message, the best way to support Kevin's message is to be the best you. To push the envelope. If you don't have a passport, get it. Even if you're not going to travel anytime soon. Put yourself in the position. Honestly, even when it comes to dealing with black women, you need to value the black women and know how to fucking act around you, whether it's sexually, asexually. Stop fucking, if you got black women that can help you, or black women that you can work with, stop talking about, oh, they fat, they this, they that. And then understand, okay, as a person, I can deal with this person. I'm not talking about in a relationship, but I'm talking about when it comes to business, when it comes to just networking. Look to value a lot of y'all. If I don't want to fuck her, I don't care. But see, guess what? If you want to fuck her, y'all start letting her act any other kind of way. It doesn't matter. And a lot of y'all do that. And then dudes like to talk about game. It's like, oh, you hate game. Nobody, you hate game. The niggas, if the dating coaches did focus more on the people that's actually over on their shit rather than focusing on people that hate game, maybe they make more money. So my point is that you need to be the best representative. I know one people in the group was talking about, oh, well, y'all got an issue with this one chick that likes to start a lot of shit, but y'all want to talk about protecting. Appreciate the super chat. Shout out to Xander with the Z. Kevin had a beautiful 23-year-old single mother on the show, and her life was an absolute train. Yeah. I don't know if you're talking about the chick that had a kid that was screaming all the time. And you got to remember, she chose to call. And it's like, and my thing is, why? It's all for the pussy. And dudes don't know what they pay for on the back end. See, in internet marketing, you know, when you got a thing called a value ladder, if you spend a lot of money on leads, or you spend money on leads, and you get people to make an initial sale, the goal is to get them to get leads, get the initial quick, like low ticket sales, and then the people that want to buy the higher ticket stuff, that's what actually is where the profit is. It's kind of like McDonald's. You say, would you like a fries with that or supersize it? That 30-something cents is pure profit. All the other stuff is designed to get you there and make you the first buy to pay for the marketing and advertising. But that supersize is where they get the money. Same thing works in internet marketing. It's the same thing when it comes to dealing with women. Like, you have to understand that I'm talking about a lot of different things here, but there's like a quality of life cost. You have time. This is what the dating coaches never fucking tell you. You have money, health, time, and relationships. Obviously, dealing with women is a relationship one, but how much time is that costing you? You know, do y'all even know how much money y'all average make per hour outside of your job and in business and stuff that y'all do? Do y'all even know what that number is? Every hour you spend with a bitch, Especially if you ain't fucking cost you money in that case. That's opportunity loss. Then you got obviously health. Well, dealing with women can be taxing on your mental health. It can be draining if you're dealing with masculine women. So black men deal with that in spades. May not deal with your physical health, but it will fuck with your mental health and your stress levels, which can definitely fuck with hormones and shit like that. See, dudes don't ever think about this. Money. Well, we already talked about money. Money, like losing time, frame, and money. For what? The fuck? When these women usually got 3 different dicks, you might be one of them dicks. They got 3 different dicks in their contact, their phone, that they can just on command just call and have a dude have a dick appointment. But they gonna talk about how hard their life is because they want to act like a man, and the emotional drain that drains them while niggas just fucking them and not giving a fuck about them fucks them up. It's just like dealing with drugs. You got highs and the lows, right? But dudes don't think about it. Now, this is not me telling you you need to trip. But what I am saying is you need to be looking at women around you, and you need to be looking at, as far as sexual access, how to get efficient quality sexual access and build on that. And see, as a man, this is where, me, I'm 34. I could date women that's 41, 42. I could date women that's 23, 24, 22. You have a wide range that way. And depending on how your paper is, you can put yourself in different positions. Network. That's really what it is. But see, only Glendon was really kind of breaking that down in a very real way. There's other dudes that kind of talk about it too a little bit, but the actual thing of building that up, because you're not supposed to be constantly trying to talk to dudes, females all the goddamn time. Because that requires a lot of time. But my point is that, and this is not to say this is the first time it's being said, but if you want to help him out, that's what you do. Arguing with motherfuckers about Kevin is stupid. They're going to say what the fuck they're going to say. They have no argument. We've demonstrated that. Like, Kevin isn't even talking about half the shit that, like, the manosphere could pull out. The books, the receipts, all of that we've talked about. He's only bringing up some of the surface level things, and they have no answer for that. He's showing you all in real time how blue pill these people are. They don't know. I'm talking about dudes too. I'm mainly talking about the dudes. This is why you got dudes. He's even showing some of the people that's supposed to be smarter than the average bear, how easily they fall into their own ego shit. Like, people that have told you, and Jason Black is like a perfect example. How he'll tell you about, how to deal with people and navigate with people. But as soon as that opportunity, as soon as I really see that present itself in real time, what does he do? He blows up the relationship. For what? You see Tommy doing the same shit. Tommy goes from wanting to talk shit about Kevin to then, I want to work with him. And I'm glad, and shout out to Ty. I can't say shit about Ty City. Because Ty City will fucking call balls and strikes no matter who it is. That is what manhood is. That's what standing on your fucking square is. Because a lot of y'all motherfuckers wouldn't do that. A lot of y'all Tommy your fucking hero, and y'all will sit there just like I like Jason. But I call his bullshit out. Y'all won't do that. Because y'all niggas are too hung up on, I need to give this nigga credit. That nigga don't give a fuck up. Tommy Sotomayor gives so few fucks about you. That nigga will turn on you for a white person just like that. Hell, he'll probably betray you for a black woman if the price is right. But y'all niggas are sitting there worshiping motherfuckers like he really give a shit about you. Is that to say Kevin doesn't have his problems? No. But Kevin's not out here talking about what somebody owe him either. So that's the best way to... And so when you look at people like Dennis Sperling and people that's starting to come out, like all these motherfuckers that try to tell, y'all on YouTube all of that. Respect what Kevin says about image, and it's time to put out a better image. That doesn't mean all y'all got to come out and put your shit out there. I'm not saying that. But it's time for motherfuckers to really understand this argument that niggas are losers, niggas ain't doing shit. It's time to crush that damn argument. Like, for real. It really is. Saying at the end of the day, you niggas ain't got nothing to say because you niggas are not intellectually on the level. And all this paper y'all keep talking about y'all doing, the fact that y'all say y'all making this paper but y'all accepting bullshit just shows you how much a cucks y'all really are. It's not, you know, and y'all are not the ones that's going to move this envelope, because rather than actually leading with a counter argument, what you all are doing is sitting there, oh, y'all are just, I saw a comment where a dude said, oh, I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed by how many men are just caping for Kevin. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, really? Why do you give a fuck? You give a fuck about that more than you give a fuck about some Lil Nas X shit. Make that make sense. Son is hot rod. Black men need to concentrate on eating better, staying healthy all year round, and being laser focused on being financially free, which is why I agree with Kevin saying 60 hours or more per week. Absolutely, especially in your 20s and your early 30s, you should do that. I'm kind of in the tail end of doing it, and he says you need to be working 60 hours if you ain't got no money. That's what he's saying. If you ain't got the kind of money you want. It did surprise me, Cool Flip, and it surprised me on how. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that really. So I expected Karazin to do what Karazin did, because that's just who she is. But I'm very glad, because I remember I was annoyed by it at the time. But I'm very glad Kevin addressed it the way he did. They said, you know, the manosphere is that, but I'm my shit, because I believe that on my own stuff. So I'm gonna give you he didn't even say opportunity. He wanted to do an interview with her. He legit did, because you know Kevin asked these women, "Are you married to have to dealing with a black man? Or are you open to date now?" I'm not gonna say I got that from him, but Kevin has been asking these women that, "Are you open to dating out?" And he also says the more money these dudes make, the more less loyal they tend to be. So good luck with that, because a big part is the women. Women are not gonna let dude look. I ain't gonna say white women or Latin women might not cheat on a motherfucker, but women are not gonna let the dudes that generate resources go like that. They're not gonna do that. That's some shit black women do. That's not like other races of women don't let a lot of their 100K dudes go, because they know what a resource that is, and they're thinking they're at least trained to think more long game. They have to. But so you had that, then you had the Rebecca, and that was that was right when the Average is Best kind of hit, and then you had the Rebecca Lynn Pope thing, where she just disavowed everything. Keep in mind, they're both, Kevin and Rebecca are church people, so be like that's crazy, right? Then you had Jason start making these shots, and then Greg Adams and Donovan are easy targets because their audience is mainly white. But then he jumped on Kevin, and it's like y'all kind of do similar shit. Now it ain't his fault that you don't want to be on camera. That's on you. And dudes have been saying that about Jason for a minute. And I noticed that nobody wants to say like Boyce Watkins is copying anybody, whatever, you know. Because Boyce Watkins don't be threatening people. People ain't threatened by Boyce like that. So then he burnt that bridge, because a lot of these people Kevin has shouted out, and it's like when he shouts them out, they got something to say, and it's like wow. And so the further he gets, you have to go back and look at that. You have to say, all of y'all, when it came down to it. Y'all, and these are motherfuckers in their 40s. Remember that. These are not 30-year-olds. These are not millennials. These are Xers doing this. And so when people talk about that fucking generation and people get mad, I'm like, well, you see the common denominator. Or it's like older millennials doing this goofy shit. And then Tommy did it too. Shout out to Son is a Hot Rob for the super chat. You know, black man need contract, eating better, staying healthy all year round, being laser focused on being financially free, which is why I agree on Kevin 60-hour work. Yeah, when you young, I agree with that too. Yeah. So I mean, but see, the sad part is you're jealous, and you allow your jealousy to cost you money. Like, real talk, Jason Black, I'm not saying he needs anybody. Jason Black has raised like $750,000 on his own with not showing his face. He has his own accolades. This completely separate. Tariq has too. But the thing about it is, and you notice like Tariq has kept his mouth shut about Kevin because they don't even operate in the same lane like that. But see, when you do that, you keep your options open. You keep your options open. You keep your options open. And everybody acts like Kevin's accepted every. I'm sure he's gotten interviews that he hasn't accepted. And now people, and so this gives you in real time how a lot of your YouTubers, favorite YouTubers, how they act in real time when shit is really up in the field. Now, is this like completely, you got to hold that on them forever? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying all that bullshit you talking, when it come down to it being in public, you did the same shit. And I remember, because at first I was like, listening to Jason, I was like, okay, well, he's talking about his camera work. But yeah, motherfuckers, that biting shit, that's what you hear everybody always say. Oh, well, you're biting, because that gives them a leeway to try to talk shit. I haven't heard that, Neris. Because Tariq is a biz, well, I don't want to say a hustler, but a businessman. Tariq, I told you all about Tariq. Tariq, if you go to his stuff with Boyce Watkins, he has some great insight on marketing. He really does. And I'm sure Tariq's got respect for that. Now is Tariq going to get on these chicks like that? No, but that's not really his style either. Because Tariq will, but he just ain't going to do that. But my point is, there's no point. These dudes really have no point to really jump on Kevin like that. They really don't. But they're going out. A lot of them are going out of their way. When Rebecca started crying, I'm like, are you serious? Are you that fucking fake? Are you serious? And see, this is the sad part about that. The sad part about what Rebecca did is you're going to have other women that's going to come up. And then she'll be one of the very people talking. I swear to God, if I hear her say that she was the first person to do a video talking about black women, and she refers to her video because another chick pops up and kind of takes on that mantle and is able to hold it, I'm going to lose it, yo. If she tries to say that. Okay, Neris. But the thing is, it's not that they didn't pop off. It's very rare for what happened with Kevin. That does not mean that like, the sad part is, a lot of these people could have got a mad good exposure. Think about it. Kevin's a Christian guy. Like, there is so much, like, it's like, that's crazy, man. And this is how I know, okay, y'all are really bullshitting. Like, y'all talk that talk, but when it come down in practice, y'all can't even hold. And notice how I'm talking about men and women. I'm not just talking about one or the other. But that's what I want to end this with, because I don't want to make this. I don't want to make this like too long. I want you all to understand. I want you all to understand that and other people have talked about this before, like DJ Kuda has talked about this about online all that bullshit. People have talked about this before, but what I'm saying is, that's how you push the envelope. You push the envelope by setting the standard and not tolerating this bullshit. That's what you do. And people want to lose their mind. I mean, I don't think that interview came off that great as far as the one with Jenny Bobbins. It wasn't a bad interview, but it was kind of like impromptu. But people want to lose their mind over the fact that she's Asian. Look, man, black men prefer black women. But black men are not about to take no chick that's like off the guy. Like, look, black men are not taking no D+, D- bitch, and then you just gonna try to say, I make money and I want to act like a man. Dudes are not gonna do that. Women, if black women don't understand that you live in the United States of America and your men are 6% of the population, and greater still, you don't have a strong resource. Understand something. Men that are 6 foot, you're in the 14%. Even if I say you're 17 black men are taller, so you're 17% of the population, even without money, that automatically gives you that strong universal beauty marker at 17%. That's and I'm raising the number. It's actually not that high. So let's say 15%. That's without doing anything. That's just in the door. What about dudes that know how to fuck? What does that put you in? Like the top 10%? Think about that. If you're in the top 10% of dudes that know how to fuck, let's take money off the table. Dudes that know how to fuck, even if you're not like a pretty nigga, dudes that know how to fuck, guess what? You're going to get sexual access from all races of women, especially Latin and white and black. You like it's no matter how you cut the numbers, the numbers are on our side. Because unfortunately, we live in the United States. But men have given up their choice. And that's the thing men got to stop doing. You're right, Neris. That is his audience. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to really let y'all know, it's the image thing that he talks about is something that really needs to be taken seriously. The promotion of and a lot of these, see, the thing why I argue self-improvement against a lot of dudes is because a lot of dudes like to use self-improvement to justify a woman being a bitch. And one of the things that I respect about Kevin as well as Glendon is they don't adhere to that. They do not adhere to a woman's, because this idea that black women disrespect dudes no matter how much money they got. That Saweetie and Quavo elevator shit is a perfect example. That Solange and Jay-Z. It doesn't matter how tall you are, how self-improved you. It doesn't matter. They will eventually disrespect you. They don't respect you. And so when dudes try to scapegoat that shit to sell self-improvement, that's some bullshit to me. Because what you're essentially, that's some bullshit to me. And they'll always say that's not what they're saying, but that's what they're implying, because that's the only time they bring up self-improvement. I bring up self-improvement outside of what a bitch did. Well, these women, you ain't getting the women you want because you need to self-improve. No, I can take that, because even if you are getting the women you want, you need to self-improve. How many niggas get the pussy they want, but they're lazy as fuck and they don't make as much money as they otherwise could because they're already getting the pussy they want? Yeah, of course. And at the end of the day, a lot of people see that. A lot of people see that bullshit. And like I said, I can take Jason Black for some of the advice, because he's got some good shit as far as how to interview and shit. But at the end of the day, man, whatever. Like I said, how many, and think about it. These women, what do they complain about? Niggas that don't be doing shit because they don't know how to not give them the pussy. So they want to go to other dudes and complain. So there's very practical things that you can do. And dude, well, we need to protect the community. No, it's time for black women to sacrifice for the community. That's what like you. And what I want these niggas that are pro protect the community. If you're not talking to me about what that bitch needs to do to sacrifice, then you ain't saying shit. Well, black men, it ain't our community. The community does not belong to us. Black women control it. So you're not gonna, well, you need to do what you need to do. And no, I need to do what I need to do for myself. I don't need, no. And that's what these dudes don't want to acknowledge. It's not your community to clean up. And you don't benefit from the community. You can't show me how black boys benefit from the community. Now, if you want to do a little Big Nate is talking about and create something else, create like a sub-community, I'm all for that. But what I'm not for is just doing shit just so you niggas can have an ego boost. Because that's really what a lot of these people are talking about. So anyway, all right, man. It's been great. Good talk. Appreciate y'all. The 2 super chats. And with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.